Hello everybody, welcome to a very different kind of video. I guess you could almost kind of call this a vlog. A long while back, I promised one thing with this channel. I would watch Manga Sensei when I hit 1,000 subscribers. And then I decided to add Oreimo to it, because I'm dumb. But I wanted to try something different, so I thought it'd be fun to make this kind of vlog series to document myself as I go through these shows. Give some real-time thoughts and feelings on them alongside the typical scripted review. Oh, you can probably also tell this isn't my typical setup. I'm actually on vacation right now, staying in my grandmother's creepy and very, very old house. I was relegated to sleeping in the basement, and I thought, what better place to watch Little Sister anime? But I did make sure to bring this with me. Never leave home without it. Oh, I haven't watched any yet. I just kind of wanted to set this baseline of where I am going into all of it. I'm actually the youngest of my immediate family, and thus never got to be the big brother. Thus, from a distance, I've never really understood the Imouto appeal. Maybe I can kinda get it being a sort of, I'm seen as being cool and protective, but without the responsibility of being a dad. I have no clue what I'm saying. I'm just gonna go watch the shows.
The Imouto, the younger sister, Lil Sis, if you will, a staple of ecchi comedy harems, for some reason. Now, I don't have a little sister, so I don't understand the whole desire to fuck them, I guess.
But I don't like not at least partially understanding why people like something. Thus, what better way to figure out the Imouto craze than by diving in head first?
Now then, what marks an Imouto show? Well, the main character is typically the older brother, adoptive or not, of the show's main love interest. Doesn't count if there just is a little sister. For example, the girl who left the love letter in Hensky was the little sister, but she isn't the focus or even considered for most of the show, so it doesn't count. What does count is hits like My Sister, My Writer. As long as there's love, it doesn't matter if he's my older brother, right? The Testament of Sister New Devil. I think you get the point. However, two shows have always stood well above the rest as the peak of Imouto loving. My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute, Oreimo for short, and Manga Sensei, both of which are brought to us by Tsukasa Fushimi.
Thanks, I guess.
And thus, these will be the focus of our foray into what the hell people see in Imoutos.
Here we go. Update time! I've now watched some of Oreimo, and it's alright. Being the first and biggest Little Sister show I believe most people think of, it certainly lives up to its reputation. It really is a show about a boy crushing on his tsundere Imouto, for better or for worse. It's kind of nice that they at least pretend it's not going to be that at first, but we all know where this is headed. Side note, I guess, because this is a vlog, I can talk about it. I was getting ready this morning and I put my hand up against the fireplace and there was this loose brick. I decided to look behind it and I found this really old book. And this house is pre-Civil War, so there's a good chance this book is over 200 years old. It's all chicken scratch, but it seems to outline some kind of ritual on how to summon an Imouto. So I might try that tonight. Got nothing better to do.
The first and most important thing about Oreimo that you must know is
it has ska.
As much as I'd like to stop at the ska, I guess we should talk about all the plot and characters. Oreimo is about, hold on. Kyosuke, discovering that his little sister, Kirino, is actually a massive otaku for little sister-themed erotic games and anime. She then asks him for life counseling so she can stop being such a weirdo pervert. But the most unbelievable part of this setup, for me, is the fact that Kirino has a wildly successful modeling career and makes at least tens of thousands of dollars from it, but her brother had zero clue? There's not getting along with your sibling, and then there's being willfully ignorant to their entire existence. Oh, and we can't forget my favorite character, the f***ing Aniplex watermark sitting in the corner of every episode on Crunchyroll. I do have to give props to the show actually subverting my expectations and having Kyosuke actually be a normal person and not want to f*** his sister. He even acts like a proper big brother. He's a little weirded out by his sister's hobby, sure, but he still accepts her and doesn't judge her. He offers his honest opinions and advice on what she should do, and they're all pretty sound and reasonable ideas from a non-otaku.
At least that's how it goes until episode 3.
Then Kirino starts to drag him into the depths of depravity, and he starts to find his sister attractive, while she starts to find him more attractive.
I don't know why I expected anything else, but here we are.
At least I always had the ska to lift my mood back up and distract me from the sister f***ing.
All in all, the show was fine.
There were certainly some fun bits and pieces, but also a wealth of moments that made me want to turn it off and take a long shower to cleanse myself. The story, if you can call it that, was constantly whipping around, and some things definitely could have been rearranged to give a better sense of emotional arcs instead of being broken up by other arcs and being plopped around, forcing storylines to have several episodes before their continuation. I do appreciate Kyosuke not being entirely into the idea of being a siscon or an otaku, plus also acting like a pretty good brother despite his apparent years and years of pretending he didn't even have a sister. And it is always refreshing to see that there's always people staring at our main characters whenever they're making a scene in public, because anybody would absolutely stop and stare at any of this shit. But this bit of homophobia at the end, not based. Still not my cup of tea, but I'm starting to see why people might like Imoutos. Came because I had to. Stayed for the ska.
Imo Season 1 is in the bag. Not gonna lie, it was rough. If it weren't for the ska keeping my attention every few minutes, I probably would have been bashing my head into the walls. The characters are fine enough, and I've always been a big proponent of liking what you like and not worrying about what other people think of you, within reason. So that message was good. But, God, just knowing where this is going is making it really hard to watch. And all the creepy Imouto lolly games and scenes are just, let's just say, not my thing. Oh, but hey, my little sister is coming to visit. That's exciting, right? Man, I can't remember the last time I've seen her. Actually, I can't remember anything about her. Whatever, all the more to catch up on when she gets here, right? I guess I'll keep watching Imo until she does.
Good news, everyone!
The ska is back! I can now get through Season 2, too.
But first, we must address something.
Apparently, the final episode of Season 1 is an anime-only ending. The true ending is locked to the 4 OVAs that are the real continuation of the plot, and are where Season 2 picks up from. So if you're watching this on Crunchyroll, prepare to be very confused as the OVA episodes aren't available to stream in any legal capacity. Thus, unless you want to pay for the Blu-ray of a show you may not have seen just to see the crucial plot elements between Seasons 1 and 2...
Well, I can't really endorse piracy, so I guess here's a recap instead.
Kirino actually heads off to America and never tells her brother or friends and proceeds to ghost them all. While she's away, Kuroneko begins attending the same high school as Kyosuke. He takes it upon himself to start offering his help to Kuroneko and gets her to join a game-making club. There we meet Kuroneko's nemesis, Akagi, the Fujoshi.
My favorite!
They have to make a game together, so they make a shitty eroge. Kuroneko kinda confesses to Kyosuke, but in a way that leaves him questioning if she really does like him. Finally, Kyosuke just casually flies to America to tell his sister to come home after he realizes how tough of a time she's having there.
Now that we actually know what the hell is happening, on to Season 2 proper.
Second verse, same as the first. Though there is one pretty fun episode about Saori and how she came to be an otaku that's bittersweet in the best kind of way. We also get the obvious episodes to spice stuff up, like the pretend to be dating episode. Of course, it leads to
付き合うか。こうして俺と黒猫は恋人になった。
Wait, what?
well, that was a bit unexpected. The relationship is short-lived, but it still makes for a cute episode followed by a genuinely bittersweet episode focusing on the pain Kyosuke felt after the breakup. The harem stuff does start to get a tad out of hand in the second half, with them just adding girls at random. Like, Kaneko just starts bringing him food and claims they're dating after meeting him maybe a total of 4 times? And 3 of those times he was pretending to be someone else? And why can't Kyosuke do his own cooking, cleaning, and laundry? Is he really that inept? Well, I guess this is the same guy who continuously turns down way better girls to get with his sister, so...
The last proper episode is really boring. It's mainly just Kirino's past about how she came to love her brother and become an otaku. There is zero resolution to anything in it.
Hence why we have to watch 3 more plot-crucial OVAs. Despite how much I hate that the show keeps locking the story behind OVAs, not readily available to the general public, I will admit that they're some of the strongest episodes of the show. Several of the scenes are heartfelt and great for being about dating his sister. I wanted to enjoy it, but that fact just always bulldozed its way in to ruin the mood.
きょうちゃん、女の子に告白されて妹が好きだからって断る人ってどう思う?
At least someone here is being logical. But the most baffling thing is that he refuses to tell his childhood friend about the fact that they're going to break up within hours of their fight, despite having known that since Christmas, and risks losing one of his oldest friendships over this shit. And you already know what the ending joke is for this segment.
Oh man, I almost forgot to film an update today. My little sister has been eating up all of my time. I swear, she's been a lot more clingy recently, but every time I bring it up, she just starts yelling at me, so... Speaking of Ore no Imouto, Season 2 was actually pretty fun, not gonna lie. Still far from being something I'd watch a second time, but, you know, I had some good laughs here and there. Now, Eromanga Sensei is next, and obviously the memes surrounding the show are insane, but I'm gonna give it a fair shot. I have been known to like some flaming hot garbage in the past, just not exactly excited for the age and body types of the girls that this garbage is about. Then again, this is the series I've been trying to mentally prepare myself since the beginning of the channel, so... Oh, we just went swimming, hence the appearance. She kept asking me for my opinion on her new swimsuit, but then acting like she didn't care whenever I complimented her. Weird stuff.
Big brother.
Ah, I gotta wrap this up. Little sister needs me, so...
Here it is, the fabled Eromanga Sensei. This show has been haunting my plan to watch list since it came out.
I always threatened I'd watch this show when I hit 1,000 subscribers, and unfortunately, today is that day, so...
But I can't truly call myself the trash goblin until I put this garbage behind me, so let's get this over with.
おちんちん大好きですけど。
Being born was a mistake.
It's like after Oreimo, the author just said,
Wait, they liked that? Oh, then I'm gonna do some weird shit next time.
And weird he did do. Another band of even more eccentric lollies are thrust upon our high school protagonist. Only everyone has been aged down a few years, just to really double down on the creep factor. And now with 100% more foot fetish. You've got Hiki Perv Lolly, Genki Faux Slut Lolly, Haughty Gothic Lolly, Quiet Japanese Trad Lolly, and not a lolly, and thus gets the least screen time. And if 6th grade love interests weren't enough for you, you also see most of them in their panties or various forms of undress.
Because of course you do.
If you've somehow made it this far in life without hearing the plot to Eromanga Sensei...
First of all, I'm very jealous of you.
Secondly, it's about Masamune Izumi, a high schooler and light novel author who discovers that his book's artist, the mysterious Eromanga sensei, is actually his shut-in adopted little sister, Sagiri.
部屋を出たら負けだと思っているわ。
Wait, then where does she pee? The show trucks along with that basic premise and leads to Masamune writing a book about how much he wants to loves his little sister. And hey, at least the show has no qualms about rushing in the fact that the two siblings are in love with each other.
It should, but it doesn't.
But it's at least better than waffling on that fact for 27 episodes.
お姉さんですか？はい。可愛い妹さんですね。
Hey, I get that reference. I can give this show 1 point. At least they're not blood related this time. And that's the only point I can give.
Actually, that's a lie. It gets 1 point for Hot Tomboy Editor, and another very big point for...
But she's also a good bit younger than Kirino, so I'm taking that point back. It can keep the other two, though. Also, cringe homophobia again. The only scene I can really remember as genuinely funny was the last episode where he has to try and work his way around telling his little sister she drew a dick wrong. I mean, it says a lot when the best part of your show is a musical theater number that comes out of nowhere in an OVA.
Who am I kidding? The best point is the ska. Alright, I've got to make this one quick. My little sister's been really annoyed that I've been watching all this anime and filming instead of spending time with her. Now that I've finally done it, I've got to say that Eromanga Sensei is kind of boring. I get the funny haha, anime is trash and so am I memes. Hell, one of my main series has trash in the title, me in a trash can, calling myself the Trash Goblin. But this just doesn't live up to the hype. I've seen way worse in just about every single regard. Yeah, sure, it'll scare away the normies or whatever, but if that's all you want, there are way better options out there. Okay, I gotta get back to my I don't have a... What's happening?
Well, while I'm unconscious, I might as well recap my thoughts. Credit where credit is due. I do like the fact that none of the girls in either series are cowards. In both shows, they all blatantly state they love the main character and want to date or marry him, which is pretty rare for harem comedies. And also good that most of the characters in Oreimo blatantly state, yeah, it's weird and gross you're dating your sister, but I guess we all knew it happened eventually. Though Kyosuke's absolute dedication to that bit is baffling considering that he risks multiple friendships, witnesses a fight, and almost loses his entire social life over something he knew was going to end within days to hours of most of the characters finding out. Eromanga Sensei avoids this by never actually showing us the characters dating, but after the other series went that hard, it almost just feels like a cop-out. I also want to admit I was kind of ashamed of myself for being happy to see the Oreimo cast show up in Eromanga Sensei. It was a cheap bait, but I fell for it all the same.
I'm filming this just in case something happens to me. I don't know where she is right now. I'm currently hiding and hoping that I can find some way out of here. This is the end for me.
Big brother.
So I killed the Imouto. Yeah, turns out that ritual actually summons an eldritch parasite that latches on your mind and soul and devours them through the guise of being a loving little sister. It didn't really outline any specific ways to kill it, so I just kinda used my bare hands. Thinking back, there were definitely better ways I could have done that. Luckily, the book had a ritual on how to summon an Onesan, and would you believe it? All it took was the blood of the Imouto parasite to complete.
Ara ara.
Oh!